If I want you here, I will summon you.
You must summon our friends, bird and beast.
Can you summon an army of spiders?
Hey everyone, and welcome to this Talk Word Explainer. So, if you're on a journey to really master the English language, you probably already know that expanding your vocabulary, it's not just about memorizing dry definitions. It's really about getting the history, the feeling, and the real-world weight of the words you're speaking. And here at TalkWord, well, we absolutely love taking a magnifying glass to the English language. Today, we're going to unpack a truly fascinating powerhouse of a word that is going to instantly elevate how you speak and write. We're looking at the word summon. Let's dive in and expand that vocabulary together.
So are you ready to master a brand new English word today? Look, learning a language is this incredibly beautiful, though, let's be honest, sometimes challenging journey. But every single word you truly grasp, that is a massive victory. It's one thing to know your basic verbs, right? Things like call or ask. But to achieve true fluency, you've got to understand those heavy hitter words, the ones that literally change the entire temperature of a room the second they're spoken out loud. By the time we wrap up this explainer, you're not just going to know what this word means on paper. You're going to know exactly when and how to drop it into a conversation with absolute confidence.
Okay, let's dive into this. Our target word for today is summon. And what makes this word so incredibly special is that it's fundamentally defined by the blend of two really distinct concepts: invocation and authority. Think about it. When you summon someone, or even something, you're not just, shooting them a casual text asking if they want to hang out. No way. A summon is a demand deeply rooted in power. Picture a king calling for his advisors, or maybe a judge calling a witness to the stand. You don't just invite a witness to a courtroom, you summon them. It carries this heavy, undeniable weight. It is practically the linguistic equivalent of a judge's gavel striking a sound block.
It's actually really fascinating to look at how this whole concept splits into two core DNA strands. So first up, we've got invocation. This is the action part, right? Calling upon or bringing something forward. Sometimes this even has almost a magical or deeply internal feel to it. Like you might summon the courage to speak in public. Or if you're reading a fantasy novel, a wizard might summon a spirit. You're pulling something into existence or right into your presence. But then we add that second element into the mix, authority. This is the power, the actual right to command. And honestly, this is exactly what separates summon from a lighter word like request. The authority aspect means the person doing the summoning has the power to expect and usually enforce compliance. If your boss calls you into their office for a serious performance review, they are summoning you. That power dynamic, it's literally built right into the letters of the word. And this brilliantly illustrates a core insight from our source text today, invocation and authority, defining the word summon. When we actually observe how native English speakers use this word out in the wild, in the real world, it almost always traces back to this exact intersection. You simply can't truly summon someone without a degree of authority backing you up. That could be institutional authority, like a police officer, or even emotional authority, like a parent calling in a kid who just accidentally broke a window. Understanding this dual nature is absolutely the golden key to unlocking the word's true meaning. I mean, think about it. If you try to use it in a super casual setting without that authority, like telling your friend, hey, I summon you to the movie theater tonight, it's going to sound really weird, or at least playfully sarcastic. And that's exactly because that expected authority is completely missing.
So, building all of this into a practical, everyday understanding, we're looking at a few core elements. We've got the act of calling forward, and it's driven by a solid right to command. But the absolute crucial takeaway here is how this transforms a simple, everyday request into a full-blown summon. Just imagine the difference in feeling between an email that says, please come to my office, versus one that says, you are summoned to my office. That second one makes your heartbeat just a little bit faster, doesn't it? Because it's a command. Grasping this specific nuance is absolutely essential for English fluency. Because fluency, it's not just about knowing the dictionary translations of words, it's about knowing their emotional impact. When you learn to use summon correctly, you're signaling to native speakers that you totally get the subtleties of tone, power dynamics, and context.
Honestly, you have just taken a massive step in your language learning journey today by mastering the nuance of the word summon. You get the invocation, you get the authority, and you totally understand its real-world application. But hey, why stop here? To really put your fluency on the fast track, I highly encourage you to check out our companion app, TalkWord. Inside the TalkWord app, you can search for literally any English word you're curious about and listen to these super engaging podcast-style explanations, just like the one we're doing right now. It's kind of like having a personal English tutor right there in your pocket, ready to break down the history, the emotion, and the exact usage of any tricky word you might stumble across in a book, a movie, or just chatting with a friend.
So I'm going to leave you with this final question to think about. What powerful word are you going to explore next on your language journey? Remember, every single word has a story, a specific weight, and a perfect moment for you to use it. The English language is this vast, beautiful ocean, and you know what? You've now got one more incredibly powerful tool to help you navigate it. Thank you so much for hanging out and learning with me today. Keep asking those great questions, keep building up that vocabulary, and I will see you in the next explainer.